Hello and good evening, Christian. How's life in Texas at the moment? I bet you're nice and hot over there, just like we are over here in Cyprus. So I'm just getting going. I've spent the last hour trying to sort out internet and things. I had a lot of dropouts and things, but that appears to have stopped, but we'll see how things go. So I'm running 2 rigs this evening. I've got the RASA 11, which is inside my observatory, and I've also got the Edge 11 outside of the observatory. So I was just doing some autofocus runs on the Edge. I'm not quite happy with the image tonight. It seems to be a bit out of focus, so I don't know if the back focus issue is back in or it's with the scope being sitting out in the heat all day, even though it's under reflective covers. So I'll just switch across to the RASA. So the RASA is sitting on M81 and M82. It's I was just doing a check of a target just to see how things were looking. Yeah, it's just as hot inside the house, so that's the problem, and with the aircon running you can't hear a thing. Is there any particular targets you would like me to slew the RASA to? I've got nothing planned for this evening. I was just going to go on a wing and a prayer and see what happens. It's the RASA, sorry, that's the Edge 11 autofocus curve. It just seems to be sorting itself out. It was a lot better than it was earlier on. We'll see how it gets on. You're a sucker for a good globular cluster. Okay, well let's see what we've got then. I'm not sure if M13 is available this evening. Oh, let me take up Stellarium, that's probably the best option. Hi Andy of Astro, good evening. How's life in the UK tonight? So Andy, you've just joined us. I'm just getting going. I've had a few internet issues this evening, so everything was dropping out. So I was getting a lot of drop frames, but I've had 12,000 frames since I've restarted all the equipment, and I haven't had a single drop out now, so things are looking good. Good evening SP. I'm just having a look to see what globular clusters are available. Christian is a sucker for a globular cluster apparently. I've got the 2 rigs running tonight. I've got the Edge 11 outside of the observatory, and I've also got we can get Hercules. Okay, and I've also got the observatory. Has got the RASA 11 in it tonight. So let's go for M13 first, Christian, and then we'll pick another target for the RASA. If the stupid Stellarium always opens full screen. The autofocus run is still going on the Edge 11, so we will pop over to M13 on the RASA and see how it comes out. Alright, so my camera's actually in the other orientation, it's almost vertical, but that won't make any difference, so we'll slew and center to the target. So I've also got the observatory cameras on. If I flick across to there, you can see the 2 rigs. Did he survive the heat wave, Andy? Yeah, I need to change the position. I've got one of the other cameras where I can see better. I've got the scopes pointing at, but that aircon fan, or the fan, is blocking those two cameras. So I've only got the third camera at the door at the moment, and the camera on the back of the RASA, for some reason, it keeps dropping out. So I can't see where it's looking. Okay, where are we? We're 1000 pixels off our target. So it's plates all in. Guiding is, how's the guiding looking tonight on the RASA? And that's looking not too bad, 0.75. Hey Iceman, how are you? Are you planning imaging tonight? Any of you? Alright, so that's the RASA 11 just homed in on M13. I've got the IDAS MBZ filter in there this evening. So that's why it's looking a bit dark. Let me do a 30-second exposure. I think that was just the standard 6-second or whatever it was for the plate solving. How much darkness do we get, Andy? Well, it gets dark round about, it's 11 o'clock in the evening here now, and it gets properly dark probably around about 9:30, 9:45, and it's dark through until 4 AM in the morning. Oh, it looks like my guiding's taking a wobble. The track's, something's switched off on the tracking. I hope the scope hasn't stopped tracking again. It's been doing that randomly, telescope. No, it's running. I don't know why it did that. Let's do it again. Is it guiding? Let's clear all that error noise. I've got too many windows, I can't remember what I'm bloody looking at. Right, we've got another frame just coming in. There we go, that's a lot sharper now, Christian. So we've got M13 clearly there in the middle, so this is a 30-second exposure with a RASA 11 at gain 125. The camera should be running at -5 degrees C, although it was 35 degrees in the observatory, so it might not have been able to cool down cold enough. Oh no, -5, yeah, it's running fine. Yeah, let's go back to the imaging tab. Yeah, so we can see we've got a little background galaxy there. This autofocus is taking ages on the Edge 11. It's still at it. Alright, what other targets have we got? Let me just do a 60-second exposure on there and see how it looks. Let's just zoom in. As I say, I've got the IDAS filter on there tonight, so I should have switched it for the UV-IR filter when I'm just doing sky hopping. How do I find Nina? It took a bit of getting used to. I was always using APT previously, but now that I've got everything set up and I know how I'm using it, it's absolutely brilliant. Can't really fault it. Getting the sequences and things up and going can be a bit of a headache, but again, once you get your head around all the various steps and loops, and it ties in nicely with the observatory, so I can get it to close up the observatory and everything at night and return everything home. Also, I've got it set up so I can pull targets straight out of Stellarium if I'm zooming around in there. There's still a lot of updates happening on Nina, so I updated it I think 3 nights ago, and there's another update tonight which I've updated both the rigs again. But yeah, I find Nina is pretty good. Are you still using APT, Andy? Hey Ray. Good evening, Craig. Thanks for joining. So for everybody who's just dropped in recently, I've got 2 telescopes running this evening. I hope the audio is obviously okay. I haven't asked anybody in the evening. I've been playing around with my mics and things. But anyway, yeah, I've got 2 rigs running this evening. I've got the RASA 11 inside the observatory with a ASI2600 one-shot colour camera, and it's also got the IDAS MBZ UHS narrowband, dual band narrowband filter on there. And the second rig, it's currently going through its autofocus sequence, although it seems to be taking an eternity. And that's the Edge 11 sitting outside the observatory, also running an ASI2600 one-shot colour, and I've got no filter in that one this evening. So I'm just scooting around the sky tonight. I've got no plans, no targets selected. Christian just asked there for a globular cluster, so there's Hercules M13 on the RASA, if I remember to switch the screens back and forth. So that's a 60-second exposure of Hercules with a gain of 125. And let's get Stellarium open and let's have a look at where else we can have a pop around. If anybody's got any target selection ideas that they would like to go and have a look at, feel free to shout away in the comments, in the chat. So let's put on DSOs, and how about the gumball cluster? I have never had a look at that, so I've got absolutely no idea what it looks like. So let's head over to M12. So we'll pop into the Sky Atlas, stick in M12, M12, set for framing assistant. It's loading the sky image. And there's M12, it looks very similar to M13, so we'll slew and center. M27, Ray. Hey, I've lost Nina again. Where the hell's it gone? No, sorry, Stellarium, there we go. M27. Dumbbell W, yeah, we should be able to get a good image of that with the IDAS filter in. Let's have a quick look at the gumball cluster, and then we'll head over to M27. Right, has the Edge 11 finished? No, it hasn't. What's it doing? Oh, it isn't looping, it's looping, that's what it's doing. Yeah, so there's a 10-second image from the Edge 11, and I'm just not happy with that at all this evening. I don't know if the scope's hot. Alright, so where are we? We're just about on target. In fact, we are on target. That's it finished. I'll wait for that window to disappear and release the imaging for me. So for both the rigs, I've got laptops set up in the observatory, and I connect into them using remote desktop, Google Chrome remote desktop. Alright, so here's a 60-second exposure running on I've forgotten the number of it already. M12 was it? The Gumball Nebula? Where's Stellarium? I've lost it. Framing. Sky Atlas. Yeah, M12. So bottom left we can see the progress for those that don't know Nina. So it's 46% through 60-second exposure. SPI7 Nebula Visa NGC7009. Well, we'll just have a look in a minute. Let me pull open Stellarium. We'll get a quick snapshot of this M12 globular cluster, and then we'll go across to M27, the Dumbbell Nebula, and then we'll have a look and see if NGC7009 is available. Alright, so there's M12 globular cluster. Looks very similar to the Hercules M13 globular cluster. Maybe not as many stars in it. Alright, so let's go to the Sky Atlas, framing assistant, and head over to M27 dumbbell. Yep, it's high in the sky at the moment, around about 70%, 70 degrees, so set for the framing assistant. Hey Ray, am I live streaming with Nina? No, I'm live streaming with OBS Studio, but then I've got both my remote desktop sessions on Chrome, and then I can just flick between all my screens. So there's all my background stuff. There's the Edge 11 Nina display, and there's the RASA 11 display, and then I've got my cameras for the two rigs. So we're back on the RASA 11. I should really put a big text box on the windows so I know which rig I'm on. Whereabout in Scotland are you, Craig? I'm originally from Aberdeen. Okay, let's slew and centre to the Dumbbell Nebula. And while that's doing that, let's have a look and see if NGC 779, sorry, what was it? NGC 7009. 7009. Oh, it's pretty low. Let me have a look at my framing. So I'm on the RASA 11 with a one-shot colour. How's my framing box? Oh yeah, oh it's going to be it's just going to be a dot in the middle. We might have to have a look at that with the Edge 11. So with the Edge 11 it'll still be very small. I'm running the Edge 11 tonight with the 0.7 reducer on it, so it's 1960 focal length, and obviously it's f7, so it's very slow. But we can have a go and see what we can see. So here's a Dumbbell Nebula just coming on to target. Yeah, you don't get much astronomical darkness in Edinburgh at the moment, Craig. So I don't know if anybody's seen recently, I did a couple of posts, a couple of videos of targets. Let me just find them. So, oh, that's the Dr. Who making a racket next door. Eastern Vale, long folders. God, where's all my images gone? So this was the Crescent Nebula NGC 6888 that I took a few nights ago. And this is only a 10-minute exposure with the RASA 11 and the IDAS NBZ filter. So I was surprised the level of detail that I could pull with a 10-minute sub. So I took that a few nights ago when I was messing around. And then the following night, or the same night after I was messing around, I actually did a proper stack on it, and if I can find a decent image, I've got that many variations because I'm not the best at processing, shall we say, and I'm still very much learning PixInsight and getting my head around everything. But this was the same target, but this was a stack of 67 5-minute exposures with the IDAS NBZ filter. So as I say, so that was a 10-minute on the left and a however long 67 or 57 5-minute exposure was 67, I think it was, on the same target. Alright, we should be on the dumbbell nebula now. Okay, there she is in the second. So that is, what's that, a 6-second exposure or something? So let's run a 60-second. Let me just check my guiding stabilized again after slewing. It looks like it has. So we'll kick off a 60-second exposure. While that's doing that, another image I did recently was the Iris Nebula, and let me find that. So that is the Iris Nebula that I captured, I think back in May, I think it was. 2nd of June, and that was 9 hours and 45 minutes on the RASA 11 using a UV IR cut filter only. Okay, so the dumbbell's just coming through. There we go. Yeah, so that's a single 60-second exposure. So we can start to see the hydrogen alpha jets coming out the centre, and we've got the distinct apple core shape of the dumbbell. So they're not looking too bad. Now, I'm just wondering if I decrease the gain slightly and see if that reduces some of the bloat, and increase the exposure. What are we at? 60? Let's go 120, just see how that comes out. Okay, so while that's running, let me take a hop over to the Edge 11 and let's swing it around to a target just to see how it looks. So we can take a comparison. Laptop's going to sleep, there we go. We can take a comparison of the two scopes. So if we also send the Edge 11 over to the dumbbell, so as I say, this is at 1960mm focal length. Okay, set slew in centre. So while that's doing that, where are we? We're 50% through on the RASA. So inside the observatory, so on the security cameras there you can see the one on the right, that's the RASA 11 sitting on top of a CGXL Celestron mount, and it's sitting on top of a concrete pier that I built about 6-8 weeks ago, something like that. And then on the left image we've got the Edge 11 with the what do you call it, CGX mount. Looks like it's still trying to find itself. Is that the webcam on top of the RASA? Let me switch back to webcams. So yeah, they just right at the end, sitting on the top dovetail. Who was it that asked? Sorry, I lost track. Christian, yes. So that's a Tapo C100 webcam. And the other ones I use, the one that's looking at the Edge 11 outside, I think that's the Tapo C320WS, I think is the camera. And then I've also got a couple of C200s pan and tilt cameras, but they're buried behind the telescope, behind a fan out of the way at the moment. Alright, so it looks like the Edge 11 just does not want to play itself this evening for whatever reason. It's struggling. I'm going to stop that. I'll let it try again. So we hop back over to the RASA. I'm on the wrong screen. Yeah, there we go. So there is 120 seconds at gain 75 on the dumbbell nebula. Just let me kick off the Edge 11 again. Christian, no, I don't use them for doing time lapses. I purely use them for monitoring. Okay. How do I find the CGX was your question, wasn't it, Ray? Both the CGX and CGXLs have generally been no problem. I do have an issue with both of them at the moment actually, and I don't know what started it, but they won't guide when connected directly to PHD2. I'm having to use on-camera configuration and an SD4 cable, although it doesn't appear to be affecting the guiding capability. What I need to do is, I've got it connected up using the USB port at the moment on the mount, and apparently you're not meant to do that for the Celestron mounts. You're meant to use it through the serial port on the micro USB or whatever it is type of port on the hand controller, and control it that way. Well, the Edge 11's come back to life, so it's just plate solved on the dumbbell. But yeah, generally the CGXs have been not too bad at all. It's ideal for the Edge 11, the way it's within its limits. Both the CGX and the CGXL are rated according to Celestron for full load capacity for astrophotography. I know we hear a lot of this talk of I don't exceed 50% or 60% when doing astro imaging, but they claim to be fully rated, so I think it's £55 for the CGX and £75 I think it is for the CGXL, wherever that is in kilos. Okay, what we're doing, we are on the dumbbell nebula, so let me kick off 60-second, let me just check my guiding. Has it calmed down? Yep, so this is the Edge 11 we're looking at now. and let's kick off a 120-second exposure on that, on the dumbbell, and we'll be able to get a comparison of the two images, two scopes. You use the hand control port on your CGXL without any issues. So, I'm not sure if I follow Ray. I don't have my hand controllers plugged in at all at the moment. I've just got the mounts USB. But apparently you do get these issues if you don't connect through the USB port on the hand controller, but I haven't bothered to go and try and sort it out and fiddle around with things. I stuck an ST4 cable, changed the configuration in PhD to using on camera, and it's calibrated fine where it wasn't calibrating when doing it direct. So I haven't gone back and played around with it at the moment. Alright, so while we're just waiting for the Edge 11 to come up, another image that I captured lately was the Eastern Veil Nebula, if I can find it. I've got too many folders. Eastern Veil Nebula. So let's pull that up. Which camera on? Screen I'm on. So this is the Eastern Veil, and this was captured on the RASA 11 using the ASI2600 one-shot color camera and the IDAS NBZ filter. And as you can see in the image, I've pushed the curves of the blues more towards the purples, just because I thought it looked a bit different, and there's certainly a lot of detail in the nebula. I can't remember how long this one was. I think it's about 5 hours or something like that. I can't remember. So yeah, that's the recent Eastern Veil Nebula that I captured. Alright, so the Edge 11 has finished. Yeah, I'm not happy with the focus on this tonight, but we'll bear with it. So that's the M27 dumbbell on the ASI2600 at 1960mm focal length, and if we switch across, let me just do fit to screen on both setups so you can see the difference. And if we switch across to the RASA, so there's the same target at 620mm focal length on the RASA with the ASI2600 one-shot color camera. So we can see the difference between the two images for the two different focal lengths. So these are both 120-second exposures, although the RASA gain is set to 75 at the moment, and the Edge 11 is set to 125. So yeah, quite a different view. Okay, so let me see if the Edge 11 will get into the, I've forgotten the name of that target, let me scroll back up through the chat, NGC 7000879, there's Saturn Nebula. Okay, so if we go into the Sky Atlas, NGC 7009, it's, where are we now? It's only just above 30 degrees on the horizon, so we'll give it a trot. Depending on which direction it is, it might be behind the house or it might be behind some trees or something, so we'll wait and see if it comes in. Okay, on the RASA, NBA targets. Let's have a look at stellarium and see where we are in the sky at the moment. Have I closed stellarium down? I've lost it. I think I did. I don't see it in any of my icons. Let's open up stellarium again. M31 Andromeda, too low, yeah, it'll be below my horizon, I think. Oh, I hate this opening up full screen all the time. I wish these would stay open all the time so I don't have to do it. M31, I think that'll be below the horizon. Oh no, we are low at the moment. We can, where are we? Elevation. I can't see my altitude. There we go. It might be okay. We'll give it a try. Sky Atlas M31. Set for framing. Salute and center. And over on the Edge 11, it's just a way to start plate solving for NGC 7009 Saturn Nebula. And the RASA is looking for M31. Okay, so there's the Edge 11 on the Saturn Nebula, and yeah, it's just a tiny dot in the middle. But we'll see how it finishes off. I don't think I can get M31, there's nothing coming up. I think it must be behind some trees. So we'll have to abort that. And we need another target. M16. There we go. Eagle Nebula, yeah, we'll get that in. Okay, let's go across to Sky Atlas. M16. Set for framing. So, the Edge 11's found the Saturn. It's a very small dot. Yeah, we'll see how long. That was a 6-second plate solve image, so I've just run a 2-minute sequence. 2-minute exposure on that one. Okay, so let's slew and center to the Eagle. Alright, there seem to be a few more people appeared in the background, so good evening everybody who's joined. You're joining me over here in Cyprus. We're running 2 separate telescopes this evening. I've got a RASA 11 inside the observatory with an ASI2600 one-shot colour camera and an IDAS NBZ UHS dual band narrowband filter on it, and on the left of the screen you can see we've got the Edge 11 sitting on the CGX mount, also with an ASI2600 one-shot colour camera on it, and from where it's pointing I think it's looking straight into a bush at the moment. So that's what we're imaging tonight. We're just having a hop around the sky, and if you've got any targets they want, feel free to shout them out and we will go and see if they're visible. And we've also been having a look at some of the recent images that I've taken over the last few nights. So at the moment the RASA 11 is trying to hunt down the Eagle Nebula, so it's just plate solving there, and the Edge 11 is currently just finishing off a 2-minute exposure on the Saturn Nebula NGC 7009, and it's out of focus, so it's shifted. And that's because the guiding's not guiding, is it? Yes, it is guiding, so what's it doing? It didn't like that for some reason. It's probably so low, as I said in the security camera, the Edge 11 is very low, and I do know there's a palm tree just roughly where it's pointing, so it's maybe through the bushes, through the leaves of the palm tree. I'll give it another 2-minute run and see what it does. Okay, over on the RASA, she's finished plate solving, and as I said earlier on, my camera isn't in this horizontal rotation, but what we can do in Nina is we can click the determine rotation from camera, and it does take an image of the sky, plate solves and calculates the rotation on the camera. So we can do that now. And you can see, there we go, the camera sitting at 87 degrees or wherever it is, or 268 it says. So if we hop across onto imaging, and this is obviously the 6-second plate solving images, I think it is, guiding stable, so let's kick off 2-minute exposure. I'll up my gain back to the normal 125 to hit into the high band, and 2-minute exposure on the RASA. Alright Craig, if it sounds like that you're heading away, thanks for dropping in, mate. Enjoy Edinburgh. Hope the weather's been kind to you at the moment, and we'll catch you again sometime. Okay, so the Edge 11 is just coming up 95% of a 2-minute, and I don't hold out much hope for this if it is through that bush or the palm tree. Stretching. Yep, it's not working. It doesn't like through that target, through the palm tree, I think. Alright, so what we could do is we could also send the the Edge 11 to the Eagle Nebula and see if we can get in closer on the pillars. Yeah, we'll go across to the elephant trunk with the RASA. I was actually on that, although I haven't processed any data for that the other night, and it does give a nice clear view. Let me just set off Edge 11 for the Eagle Nebula. If I can find where I am, there we go. It's quite low in the sky as well here at the moment. So the RASA 11 is just finishing off that 2-minute exposure on the Eagle Nebula. And there we go. And there's the pillars of creation in the middle. I wonder if we should you can really see the eagle there. Let me just push the push a 3-minute sub on it and just see. Unfortunately, I haven't taken any calibration frames tonight, otherwise I would have fired up the live stacker. So that'll probably just make it a mess. But let's run a 3-minute exposure on it and see how it does. Okay, I'm just slowing to the Eagle Nebula now on the RASA. And sorry, on the Edge 11. And no, this is not going to work unless it slows round. Now it's maybe cleared the trees on the right hand side of the observatory. Yeah, we're over the bushes now and it should start to come up. There we go. That's going to hit a scope, won't it? Is it? I'm not sure. Which is a way off somewhere else now. Oh, I've set the wrong time on the RASA. I've set 5 minutes instead of 3 minutes. Yeah, so that's still I'm going to get rid of this text message on this display because since I've rebooted all the network equipment, I haven't had any problems with the internet so far. So let me just get rid of that text if I can find it. Alright, so the Eagle Nebula has targeted on the Edge 11, so let me just determine the rotation for the camera. We are currently 2.5 minutes into a 5-minute exposure on the RASA, and there we go. There's where the orientation is on the Edge 11. So we go into imaging and we can do a 2-minute exposure on there. Hey, it's Ollie. Good evening, Mr. Ollie. How's life in the big down under this evening? So you've joined us, Ollie. I've got both the rigs running tonight, the RASA 11 in the dome and the Edge 11 outside the dome, and I'm just scooting around the sky, open to targets from everybody who's online and seeing what we can see, but hopefully not the bushes. So we are 3 minutes 43 into, let me move my camera up a bit here so that you can see the status on the, there we go. Hey, it's Logan as well. The Aussie contingent has arrived. Yeah, we're just going through, we're just doing a 5-minute, that image on the screen is a 2-minute exposure, I think it was, on the RASA, and I've just, I meant to do a 3-minute, but I've done a 5-minute, so it's 87% through. And over on the Edge 11, we're also on the Eagle Nebula, obviously at 1960mm versus the 620 on the RASA, and I've just kicked off a 2-minute exposure on that. I've got no filter on the Edge 11 tonight, and I've got the IDAS MBZ UHS filter on the RASA 11. So the exposure is just coming through now for the Edge 11. And it's bloody out of focus. Something shifted again. I don't understand what's going on with the Edge tonight. Let me start another sub. I don't know if the guiding's taking a wander now and again, but it doesn't look like it. It's running. In fact, that's not running, is it? It's locked up. I think that's the problem. PhD2 appears to be dead. Oh no, it's not guiding. Well, that's not going to help. No wonder I'm getting crap images off the Edge tonight. I wonder when that stopped. Let me stop that exposure and start again. So that's a 2-minute unguided exposure. Alright, so let's head over to the RASA. It's finished. It's 5 minutes. Focus doesn't look quite as sharp on there either. Something is amiss. It's not guiding either. I wonder why the guiding stopped. It should have recovered after slewing. Clearly it hasn't. That was a wasted 5 minutes. Right, we're guiding now. Let's kick off the original, what I intended, 180 seconds. Doesn't help when you're not guiding, does it? Oh, it's far too early, Ollie. You getting up for work or something? Yes, Ray, I've got both rigs have got the Celestron focus motors on them, and I did do autofocus runs when I started this evening. So this is the autofocus run on the RASA, and over on the Edge 11 that was the autofocus run. I still don't think I've got the autofocus set up correctly on the Edge 11. It just seems to be, excuse me, very temperamental. So I've been trying to play around with the exposure settings, the number of steps, and the back focus. God almighty, I've forgotten the word I'm looking for. Help me out here. What was the word I was looking for? Backlash. That was the one. Where are we? I've forgotten what I was doing. Imaging, yeah, so we've got the session. There we go. So there's the pillars of creation. A lot of star blow there, but no filters in there. That's 120 exposure on the Edge 11. I don't know why that's not looking too clean. But they're certainly there. I wonder if the autofocus is needed. Because the temperature's dropped about 5 degrees since I started. The sky darkness has been improving, however. Where are we? Which rig are we on? Switch the screen. So this is the sky quality meter, and I don't know if you can see it on the trend there, but the blue line is the darkness, the sky brightness. So it's flattened out now since it started, and we're getting 19.8 magnitude per arc second squared at the moment. Yeah, so there is the pillars on the Edge 11. Sorry, on the RASA. Alright, where was I going next? The Elephant Trunk Nebula, IC1396. So let's go to Sky Atlas, Elephant. No, it'll want the number. IC1. For the number again, 1396. And slew in centre. And this time I'll remember to make sure guiding started before I take an exposure. Alright, so the Edge. Where are we heading now with the Edge? Anybody want to shout out? Where's Stellarium? So here's Stellarium. I've got DSOs turned on, there we go. Where are we in the sky? Omega Nebula, I've never been there. And let's turn on my so that should fill the full field of view on the Edge 11. Right, so I've got the Eagle Nebula selected there, so if I go over to Nina and go to the Sky Atlas, sorry, Framing Assistant, I should be able to pull the coordinates straight from Stellarium if it's running. Oh no, of course it's not running, it's running on my desktop, not on the laptop. What a fool. What am I looking for? M17. Sky Atlas. M17. Oh, it's getting a bit hot in here. You'll have to excuse the background noise for a couple of minutes while I put the aircon on. I'm plotting. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I don't know if the OBS is filtering it out. Right, so over on the RASA, we're slewing and centering. And did it slew and centre? I can't remember now. I don't think it did. Framing. Slew and centre. I'll probably have to move the camera over as I don't have the same orientation as what's on the display. Yeah, we are on target. Okay. That is good. I don't understand why Nina takes too long to close some of the sessions or the processes out once it knows it's on target. Sometimes think it's just too slow. Right, we're through the centre, so I can determine rotation for the camera, and then we can move the camera or the target over slightly, because I think we'll be off. Yeah. So I can pull over here and slew in centre again. I forgot if I pressed Sloan Centre on the other rig. Well, that's looking alright for 6 seconds on the plate solve. Let's let it finish. And it looks like it's finished over on the RASA as well. So we'll go across to imaging. We will kick off a 3-minute exposure, I think, on, I forgot which target we were on, Elephant Trunk Nebula. Okay, so back on the Edge 11. It's just finishing off. It's waiting for the guiding to settle. Oh, let me check the guiding on the RASA. No, it's not running. I guess it is running. I hope I didn't just screw that up. Should be okay. Alright, so on the Edge 11, so this is the 6-second plate solve. I think I'm needing to do an autofocus, but that'll take about 5 minutes. That's maybe just for the, well, let's do a 2-minute exposure first and just see how it looks. Yeah, the weather's been tremendous here, Logan. I've been home, what? When did I get home? God, I can't even remember now. 12 nights ago, I think, and we've had 12 clear nights since I've been home, and the forecast is clear for the next week as well. So I ain't complaining, although it's starting to get pretty hot at the moment. I've started my new project for the observatory power system. So I was planning on getting up this morning and going and doing it, but it was just too hot, so I waited till about 6 o'clock this evening to make a start. What mount is the RASA on outside? No, the RASA's inside the observatory Ollie, and it's on the CGXL, and outside is the Edge 11, and it's on the CGX. Yeah, 12 clear nights in a row. I don't know if you saw my community post today on YouTube about a joke post about clouds. That was the only clouds I've seen. It was a tiny little cloud, no bigger than a cotton ball, held at arm's length, and it didn't last long. Alright, so the RASA's, what, 2.5 minutes into a 3-minute exposure, and the Edge 11 is 140 into a 2-minute exposure. So for those that have recently just joined, we were looking at some of the images from lately. Which screen am I on? That would help if I know that first. So this is the Eastern Veil Nebula that I took a few nights ago with the RASA 11, and I pushed the curves a little bit just to pull the blues into more of the purples, and really impressed with the level of detail that we got with this on the RASA. And even for my crap processing, I thought that came out pretty damn good. Okay, so that's a 2-minute exposure on the Orion, I forgot what target I was on now. Where are we? Where's Stellarium? The Omega Nebula, that's what it is, but it looks like my focus is out, so I'm going to kick off an autofocus run and see if we can get an improvement on that. Probably not, because I'm not happy with the Edge 11 at the moment. I don't know if it's sitting hot. Anyway, which window have I gone on to now? I've got too many things open. I meant to press that. So there's the elephant trunk. I think that was a 3-minute exposure we just did on the RASA 11. So that's a 3-minute exposure with an IDAS NBZ filter. I wonder if we should push our luck for a 5-minute. Yeah, the RASA is just a tremendous scope for the array. I totally agree with that. Need to win the lottery to get the bigger one. So what other images have I captured lately? Yeah, Ray, that's the elephant's trunk, although it's upside down being on the RASA. Let me find. So we did a couple of images on the Crescent Nebula as well recently. So this one here, that is a single 10-minute exposure using the RASA and the IDAS NBZ filter. I captured that, when was that? 20th, so it's at 6 days ago. And then I also that evening ran a stack. Let me find that one. So that was this stack of, I think it was 67 5-minute exposures on the RASA with the Crescent Nebula. Yeah, I've got ZWO EFs on my Lunt scope, both on the night and the solar setup. No problems with them there. I just went with the Celestron focusers when I bought the Celestron scopes because I didn't have any EFs to compare them, and I just thought, well, brand match, there won't be any problem. So generally been no problem. The Edge 11 has just finished its focus, and I think it did improve it slightly. So let's run that 2-minute exposure again on Omega. Are we guiding? Yes, we are guiding. Although it's not very good guiding. That's maybe just because it's been focusing. I'll reset the clock. What else have I been doing lately? I did the Comet 2017 K2 Pan Stars. So this was actually my first Comet attempt. I can't find it. Comet Pan Stars. Oh, come on, you stupid computer. There we go. So this is my first attempt at a comet, and this was an animation over the course of about 3 hours, I think it was, 2.5 hours, something like that, using the RASA and the one-shot colour. I probably could have done the processing better on the subframes, but hey ho, as I said, it was a first attempt, so I will quite happily take that. Yeah, I don't know what the forecast is, only meant to get hotter over the next week, Ollie. So I certainly don't think there'll be any problems. We could probably do with a nice little thunderstorm just to clear the skies a little bit, cool everything down, and water on the grass. I think it's only going to get hotter this week. I think the Cyprus Met Office issued yellow warnings, which is they issue them around about 40 something degrees, so I think the forecast is 42 degrees centigrade this week. It's been around about 35, 36, peaking 37, 38, something like that the last few days. So there's a 2-minute exposure on the Omega Nebula on the Edge 11, and the elephant trunk has just finished a 5-minute exposure, I think it did, which is that one there. Yep, elephant trunk. Alright, where will we go now? Where's Stellarium gone again? What screen am I on? So that's where we are on the edge, and that's where we are. I know that's the eagle. Where's the elephant? There's the elephant. Who knows? All right there, Mr. Ward, thank you very much for popping in by. We shall hopefully see you again sometime. Do feel free to check out all the videos, and any questions, queries of that, please do raise them in the comments. Okay, how about the Trifid with the RASA? How's that going to look? Oh, wrong one. Yeah, we could give the Trifid Nebula a shot with the RASA. How does that sound? Sky Acilis, where am I going? Trifid Nebula, N20. In fact, let's set both rigs off for N20. So this is the Edge 11 I'm setting up here. Come on, Mr. Picture. There we go. Let's just move over a touch. Slew and center, and over on the RASA. Yeah, that's not looking too bad there. We'll slew and center that. Plate solving where? So that's the first plate solve come through on the Edge 11. Looking not too bad. And on the RASA 11, it's still thinking about it. That's the camera's doing. Oh, it's still moving, it's waiting for the domes following around. There we go. Good evening, Holloman. You're firing up your RASA 11 in a month or so. Excellent. You've been spending money as well. just what we like. Yeah, you'll absolutely love the RASA 11. I think it's a good, obviously being a nice fast scope makes a big difference, but I think it's in that one of those sweet spots for the focal length as well, around about 600, well it's 620mm. So it's quite a versatile scope. What camera are you planning on using it with, Holloman? The RASA 11 is just about DSLR Canon T7. Excellent. I think the Edge 11 has finished targeting. Let me just check the guiding's running. Yes, she's guiding, although it's not the best this evening. I don't know if there's a little bit of poor seeing conditions. However, let's kick off a 2 minute on, I forgot the target one on the Triffid. Isn't it the Triffid? Yes, M20. And the RASA's finished. Guiding is guiding. So let's kick off what will we do on the RASA? I think 120 should be enough. You'll be well experienced then with using your DSLR on your scope, so you'll have absolutely no problem then transitioning across to the RASA 11. I hope the body of your camera isn't too big, although the 11's got quite a bit of space, so it shouldn't affect it too much. You just need to make sure you can get your back spacing right. Alright, so the Edge 11 is just coming up for 1.5 minutes into its exposure, and the RASA is halfway through a 2 minute exposure. Alright, we need to see some targets in the chat. See where we're going to go for a look after we do the Triffid. How's the camera? How's the... I'm yet to see wildlife one day apart from my own dogs coming in through these the security camera here. I'm surprised I've not seen any snakes or things rattling past, but never mind. So there's the Triffid 2 minute exposure on the Edge 11 of the Triffid Nebula. Alright, so we've got the M17. Oh, look at that on the RASA. So that is a 2 minute exposure of the Triffid. Some nice nebulosity coming around the edge of the frame as well. We can really see the blues coming out here. This is obviously with the IDAS NBZ filter in there as well. Some nice detail coming in there. I will have to remember and go and do a proper session on that one night. But for 2 minutes, I will take that. In fact, I'd take that on both the scopes, can't really complain at that. In fact, I would have said the sky conditions have maybe improved slightly. Okay, Stellarium. Let me kick off a 3-minute on the RASA, just out of curiosity while we're sorting out the next targets. No, that's a 5-minute. Mr. All, do your maths properly. Okay, kick off a 3-minute exposure on the RASA, just to see how that comes out for future reference. And while that's doing that, let's fire up Stellarium, and we have got targets. Where have we got? M17. Oh, that'll do nicely. Oh no, I've been there. That was the Omega Nebula. Yeah, we were there. We were there earlier on, about half an hour ago. And what's the other target? M57 ring. I think that is really small. Oh, why am I typing it in there? I know what I am typing. What am I looking for? Location search. M57. That's a tiny nebula, even for the Edge. Considering I'm at 1960 and not the full 2800, but let's give it a shot. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. M57. The ring nebula is set for framing. Where were we saying? Ray, what scope of the Triffid? The one you can see on the screen there, that's the RASA 11. I've just set off. Oh, have I? And that one there now on the screen was the Triffid with the Edge 11. So I managed to just catch that before I headed off and did a slew in centre. So that was the RASA, and that's the Edge. Okay. Framing, slew in centre. And we're off to the Ring Nebula on the Edge 11. Okay, I won't even attempt the ring, I don't think, with the RASA. I think it'll be far too small. M57. It'll just be a blue dot, almost. We can go there and have a look, it's no harm. Oh, we're still finishing off the 3-minute exposure on the Triffid. That's what, 2 minutes 52, so it's just coming through. Oh, I can see the ring on the Edge 11 in the plate sol. There we go, that brightened up a bit there. So that's 3 minutes with the RASA 11 on the Triffid Nebula. Got some nice detail coming through. That's 1:1. Yeah, that's looking not too bad at all. Alright. Imaging. The sunflower, I don't think it's a bit, let's just check Stellarium in a minute, but the sunflower will fit in both scopes. Where am I going? I forgot what I was doing now. Imaging. Oh. Imaging. I've completely forgotten what I was doing. Oh, framing. Yeah. Ring Nebula, slew in centre. yeah, it's a bit bulky. Would you really trust the current aviation industry with the amount of lost baggage and thing that they're doing for getting your scope there and back again without any damage or without going missing? I don't think I would trust the aviation industry at the moment. But yeah, it would be great to have some clear skies down in, on a holiday. You'll have to go to that hotel in the Maldives that's got the observatory on it. The one that Dr. Becky visited on her YouTube channel. Something's beeping at me here. I think it's the Edge 11 PhD2. Yeah, it's just this. I've only got one guide star. That's no use. Are we still moving? Still slewing. No, we're finished slewing. It must be really low, are we? No, we're at zenith. Almost. Why am I getting such a bad? Oh no, we've got 2 stars now. I wonder if we've got some really high hazy cloud up there. There's scope. Oh, there we go. And let's kick off. I don't hold out much hope for this. So that's obviously just a plate solving image that we can see there on the ring. Let's kick off at 2 minutes. Let's chance our luck. And it looks like the RASA's finished plate slewing the target. So here we are on the RASA. It's obviously a very, very small target for the RASA, but let's give it it looks quite bright by that. So let's kick off at 60 seconds first. M16 Holoman, yeah, we were there as well, just recently, maybe about 20 minutes ago. I can't remember now, I've lost complete track of time. What time is it here? It's 20 past midnight now. So what's the scopes doing? The Edge 11 is 1 minute into a 2 minute exposure, and the RASA is just past halfway on a 1 minute exposure. But something's beeping at me, and I think it's PhD2 on one of the rigs. I think we're getting picking up some light from somewhere on that. It's maybe the camera from the security camera, because I've got no filter in there, although something's affecting it anyway. Yeah, that's gone a bit blurred, that one. I think the focus is shifted again. Yeah, we're out of focus there. I'm going to have to do it. So anyway, that's a 2 minute. Oh, that's I'm not sure, you know. That's maybe with all that guiding interruptions, but that was a 2 minute exposure on the Edge 11. I think the focus is slightly out there, or a lot out. So, what's the other scope doing? Yeah, see, it's not come out too well either. I've got a bright something here. Yeah, so 60 seconds on the ring is just far too much with a gain of 125 for the RASA. That's just blowing everything right out. So let's drop back to 30. Let's do a 30. And on the Edge 11, I think I'm going to kick off a focus run. Yeah, you jinxed it. Oh man. Okay, on the RASA, what did we have? Somebody asked for M63, didn't they? Yeah. Let's see if it's up. I think it's out of season for that at the moment. Search window. M63. Oh no, where are we? We might be able to get it. Let's go select to the RASA 11. Okay, let's give it a shot on the RASA while the Edge is doing its autofocus. So what's that? That's a 30-second of the Ring Nebula there. That's just not liking that at all. Okay. Sky Atlas M63. Set for framing assistant. So the center. Caroline's Rose. I have never heard of that one before, oh man. Let's have a look and see where it is installed in. Search window. C778. Okay. Globular cluster, is it? Ghost cluster. So that's set for the RASA 11, and that's set for, yeah, so we do it on the RASA. It totally fills the field of view on the on the Edge. So we'll do it on the RASA after I forgot what M63, that's what we're on with the RASA, isn't it? How's the photo focus doing on the Edge? Still going. I got bitten alive about 8 weeks ago when I was in the observatory one night. And I've still not fully healed up because I keep scratching them. Oh, something's not happy now. What is it? PhD2 on one of the rigs. And it's not that one. Stop now. Oh, where the hell is it pointing? That's very poor. Yeah, we're very low in the horizon there for the M63. That's probably, where am I facing? Yeah, there's trees and everything, or palm trees at the bottom of the garden, and there's a big tree bush in the middle of the garden. Looking at the position there, that's probably where that's pointing into. But we'll give it a 30 seconds and just see how it comes out anyway. And then we'll head off to Caroline Rose. Oh, be quiet, PhD. Okay, so here we go. 63, yeah, it's not coming, it's too low in the horizon. We're not getting a good run at it. That should normally be a lot more defined for that. Alright, so NGC 7789, wasn't it? Yeah. Where are we? About 40 degrees, something like that. Yeah, no bother, Hollow Man. This is it's all part of the fun. East and centre. How tricky was setting up the OAG? It was an absolute ball ache, to be honest, Ollie. One of the issues I had was what scope? Edge 11, yeah. So one of the issues I had, I was getting a lot of vignetting with it until I changed the front adapter that comes with the OAG. I went and bought an aftermarket one. I know Celestron now do a V2 adapter for it. I don't know what scopes it's for, but certainly for the Edge 11 I changed it to this aftermarket adapter, which had a lot bigger opening on the front of the OAG, and that helped significantly as I could move the prism much further away from the main sensor image area. So that helped. And then getting the back focus on the Edge 11 has always been a bit of a pain in the hoop as well. You know, although it's 100, what's the number again? I think for the Edge 11 it's 146.5 or something like that, and it seems to be actually a lot further, or was it a lot less? I can't remember now. I think it was a lot less than that, maybe about 10-15 millimeters or something. So I had a lot of playing around with that, and then trying to get the focusing. Obviously, you want to do your primary focus first, but it's just so sensitive trying to get the guide camera focused. But I do like the Celestron OAG. You know, you just loosen the thumb screws and you can rotate it around, which helps tremendously for finding a suitable starter guide on when you're so far in on your focal length. But I'm still not convinced I've got my back focus right on it. I was trying hocus focus. That helped a lot on the RASA to make an adjustment there. And I noticed an improvement after using hocus focus, and I think I put in like a 0.8mm shim or a 1.1mm shim or something, and that helped. But I'm still trying to get hocus focus to work properly with the Edge 11. Alright, so we're slewed on to Caroline's Nebula now, or whatever it was, Caroline's Rose Ghost Cluster. So let's just kick off let's go for a 60 first. So the autofocus is finished on the Edge 11, although it hasn't shifted much, so I don't hold out much hope for it at the moment. Mind you, it doesn't help probably where I'm focusing. Where are we? Oh no, where it's in. Alright, let me find a target for the Edge, because I'm fed up listening to the ping of death on what have we got here? It's not coming up with a name on. Does anybody recognise that target? Where are we? I've got no idea what that is. It's not coming up with any designation on Delirium. I know what we'll do. We will just go there. Will it fit? Oh, that's too big for the Edge 11. So here's another target that I've got no idea what it is, but it fits the Edge 11. So unfortunately, I don't have a designation for it. What to do with a galaxy? Is that the helix? No, that's not the helix. I wonder if where's the helix tonight? No, that's the helix galaxy. It's a way down out of view. Helix Nebula, there we go, that'll fit the field of view on the Edge 11. Let's head there. C63. Yeah, where's Nina? Oh, shut up, PhD. Sky Atlas C63. Good evening, Rudy. Thanks for dropping in. C63. Where is? Why is that not coming up? It's here somewhere. CDD Caldwell 63. There we go. Helix Nebula. Set for frame. Saloon Centre. So do I do this often, Rudy? Not as often as I should. I just haven't had the time lately. I've been away at work and things lately, and I've been busy with some other projects. So I haven't done it as much as I want to. I have done, as you can see from the channel, if you go into the live stream tabs, I've done a few in the past, and certainly not to the extent that we're doing this evening. And I've also done some daytime ones with the solar scope as well on the sun. But certainly I want to do more. My internet had been pretty poor in the villa, and it looks like I managed to sort all that out, so I've got more reliable internet now, which means I can probably do a lot more stable streaming. I did have issues earlier on this evening, but rebooted all the network equipment, everything from the ISP's dish to the in-between router and the main router, and I've had not one frame drop out tonight so far, so I hope that's not the kiss of death for it either. So you've joined us anyway. We've got 2 rigs running this evening, Rudy. I've got the RASA 11 inside the observatory, so here's the observatory on the right hand side and the security camera. So that's a RASA 11 sitting on top of a CGXL mount and an ASI2600 one-shot colour camera with an IDAS NBZ filter. And on the left scope, that's outside the observatory, that's the Edge 11 at 1960mm focal length. So it's got the 0.7 reducer on it, sitting on top of a CGX and an ASI2600 one-shot colour camera with no filter in it. So that's what we're running this evening, and we're just bouncing around the sky, seeing what we can find. So the Edge 11 at the moment is just homing in on the Helix Nebula, and the RASA is on Caroline's, I've forgotten the name of it again, Caroline's Rose, Ghost Cluster. So that's a 60-second exposure that's come through on the cluster. So it's quite a faint target by the look of it. So let's boost the exposure time up to 120 and give that another run. I think I'm out of water. I might have to go and dip and get some more. Okay, so the Edge 11 is finished centering on the target, so we will kick off an image let's see how it comes out. It's quite a faint target by the looks of things, so let's leave it at 2 minutes and see how it goes. And on the other scope, we are still running, so that's what, 45 seconds into a 2 minute exposure. Yeah, Logan, the helix, what I can see on the screen, is basically filling the full field of view for the Edge 11, as you can see in the stellarium. So yeah, hopefully that'll be alright. Oh shit, I never started the guiding, I think it crapped itself, didn't it? It's recovered, I don't trust these numbers. I'm going to let it restabilise. Where am I pointing? Because I seem to have a lot of light pollution there. Yeah, I'm very, very low. That's definitely through that damn bushes again. Yeah, I can see them moving around in the guide scope, I think. I don't hold out much hope at the moment for the helix. It looks like it's in the palm tree. We'll see how it comes out. Give me 20 seconds, I just need to nip downstairs and get a can of juice. Hope it didn't just burst your eardrums opening that can. Oh, so helix is coming in, despite being in the bushes. The dog, it's one of the dogs. Hey, Carl. Coming to say hello? Oh. So here's Coral. This is one of our dogs. Hey? Say hello? Hi! What do you see? You want that? Yeah, it's going to need more time on that, but as I say, I think it's in the bushes. And that's why guiding seems to be all over the place as well. I can see the shadows of the leaves of the palms coming in. If I can't get it with the Edge, I don't think I'll be able to get it with the RASA either, because there's only about 6 foot difference between them all. Yeah, I won't get it with the RASA either. How long was that, Rudy? On the helix, wherever it's gone, that was 2 minutes through the bushes on the Edge 11, and on the other rig we have got 2 minutes on Caroline's Rose, the Ghost Cluster. Nope, Canis Major's below the horizon, can't get that. What did we say? Somebody said M81 earlier, 82 earlier, didn't they? Yeah, it was you, Hollow Man. Yeah, we'll be able to get them both in the RASA. Although it might be getting low in the horizon now. Let me just have a quick check. Oh. M81. Yeah, we're way down in the horizon. In the north. What's to my north? We might be alright. That might be between the trees. Sky Atlas, let me switch across and do M81. Set for framing. Let's move. Now remember, the rotation of the camera is vertical and not horizontal as it shows here. So you can slow and center and see how this goes out. Now you were talking about the dog. That's Coral. Coral's one of our rescue dogs. We've got 2 dogs. Coral's, we think she's maybe around about 6 years old now. We've had her for almost 5 years, I think. And she's a boxer Staffordshire cross. And she's absolutely hyper. She's got broken teeth with chewing rocks. Her and our dog are always play fighting and make a hell of a racket. But she loves swimming. She keeps diving in the swimming pool. And our other dog, McGee, he's also a rescue dog. We've had him since he was a pup. And he's a Staffordshire pit bull cross. And he's about, I don't know, almost 10 kilos heavier than Coral. And he's built like a brick shit house. But he's thick as mince. Alright, so M81 and M82. I've just finished target on our right screen. Yes, I am. Let me just check guiding. It's running. It's all over the shop. Let's leave it to settle down. Hopefully it'll settle down. Cheers. I am brew. Drink of champions. It looks like the PhD is trying to guide on the centre of Bode's galaxy and possibly M82. Anyway, let's get an image running. So we will do, let's try 120 first, yeah. So what else have I been up to lately? I'm just trying to have a think of what I've got in the box here. So I took, what screen am I on? So I took this image last year, I think it was. So this is NGC 281, the Pac-Man Nebula. So it didn't come out too badly, I thought. And I need to sort out all my folders. I've got an incoming folder which I do for all my pre-processed stuff and the stuff that I'm working on. And I keep forgetting to move everything out into it once I've finished with it. Challenging target I saw online was getting ARP322, 3718 and 3729 all in the same frame. Well, I will need to go and have a look at Stellarium to... Oh, hold on a minute. That's the RASA way to come in, and there we go. That's a 2-minute exposure of boards, and let's do a 3-minute. Well, we're looking for that target you mentioned. 3 minutes of M81 and M82, boards and Cigar Galaxy. Are we even on a target on the... Oh, we're not on a target yet for the Edge, are we? How about we send the Edge to M82, Cigar Galaxy. Framing, Sky Atlas, M82. Oh, come on. Set for framing, still in the center. What was I looking for? Stellarium. So, Stellarium, what we're looking for here, NGC ARP322. Oh, it's way down below the horizon, I'm not going to get that in. Yeah, so that 3 targets there. Well, I could get them in. They would just fit with the Edge 11 at 1960. We got this set for 1960 or 2800. I think I got this set for 1960, yeah. So yeah, it could get in, and it would certainly get in on the RASA. No bother. But unfortunately, it's too low in the horizon. We're just scraping dirt there. Compared to where we are at the moment, which is also low in the horizon. If we have a look at the scopes, you can see how horizontal they almost are. In fact, the Edge 11 is probably scraping the top of those bushes. Which the M81 M82 is a 2-minute exposure on the RASA 11. And it's currently running a 3-minute exposure, which is just the way to come in. So there's a 3-minute exposure, and we're starting to see the hydrogen alpha clusters on the rings of M82, M81. And we're certainly getting the core of M82 coming in. Well, we push it to a 5-minute and see what we get, or we could even go and switch the camera over to ASI live stack and see how it comes out. That's easy enough to do, and just see what a couple of frames coming in does. So if we open up ASI Studio and we go on to no, I'm not updating at the moment. ASI Deep Live Stacking, and I can temporarily disable the camera in Nina. And connect it in ASI Studio, live capture, switch the cooler on, switch on the anti-dew. We can set it for 60-second exposures. We can hit play and we'll see what it does. You can see the progress on the bottom right hand side. Yes, guiding on the RASA Holloman. Tonight the guiding's it says around at the minute 0.9 arc seconds. Typically it's maybe around about 0.6 to 0.7. I haven't really done any fine tuning on that mount, so I'm happy with 0.89 at the moment, considering how low as well we are in the north. And it looks like ASI Live Stack just crashed. Well, that's not a good start. Maybe that's why it's needing to update. Let's try it again, and if it doesn't work, then sort it. Okay, what's the RASA the Edge up to? Have we even set a target for that? Yes, we did, didn't we? There we go. So we'll kick off a 2-minute exposure on the Edge 11. Are we guiding? Yes, we're guiding. Is the guiding good? No, it's not. Not to worry. No, the ASI Live Stack is just not working tonight. It just keeps crashing. Well, that's a shame. Back to Nina. Connect the camera. Turn on the cooling. God, it's amazing how quickly that temperature came up. Just that few seconds it was off. I'll need to pull that back. Let's push a. Let's push a 5-minute sub on the RASA and hope we don't blow out the stars. And I know the camera's still cooling. Struggling to catch it. Here we go, we're on our way back down again. Hey Vince, good evening, all good, thank you. May I ask what you do on the rigs? I am the platform OIM. So I've been in the oil industry coming up for 33 years now. I started off my apprenticeship through BP, instrument and control systems, and then just worked my way up the ladder through all the different things, a bit of engineering, a bit of projects, and I've been an OIM now for the last 14 years. Okay, so there is a 2-minute exposure come in on the Edge 11. So we're just starting to get some definition in the detail there. I dare say if we push the sub longer and obviously did stacking, then we would get a lot clearer, but stars are looking a little bit bloated. And I don't think it's the focus. I think maybe back focus is slightly out, because I'm sure I set the back focus up when I had a filter in it. And I haven't put a clear glass filter in, I just removed the existing filter. So that's my mistake, because I'll shift the back focus slightly. How's the canvas looking? Yeah, we're getting very low in the horizon there. We are coming up to halfway through the 5-minute exposure on the Edge. Sorry, on the RASA. Right, let's find another target. Where is stellarium? So we need to find something a little bit higher. Can't believe I got this set for a RASA. That's an interesting side-on galaxy almost, but it's a bit too. What brightness is it? Magnitude. There's a magnitude. Surface brightness 15.28, so it is very dim. I might struggle to pick that up. What have we got over here? Well, of course, pinwheel. Let's have a look at the pinwheel. We haven't been there tonight. Everybody likes a pinwheel. M101. Sky Atlas. M101. Set for framing. Absolute center. Okay, RASA. What's RASA doing? RASA is still trying to cool the camera, but it's getting there, and it's 4 minutes 15 into the 5-minute exposure on M81 and M82, and then we can also slew this round and go onto the pinwheel with it and just get a comparison, or we can head off NGC 4565. Oh, the Cheetos. No fighting. Where are we? NGC 4565. 4565. No, it's below my horizon, unfortunately. Quite a bit below. There's comet pan stars that we're heading with. We've worked our way down some of these. We've been to Overgo, we've been to Eagle. Where am I? I've lost myself. Oh, there's the sky. Elephant's trunk. Oh, Andromeda must be coming up. Or was it behind a bush, wasn't it? Date and time. Yeah, Andromeda's coming up, so we'll be able to catch that now. What time is it now? It's 1 o'clock in the morning here. Is that targeted? I think it has. Guiding. Guiding's guiding. Oh, I've not got a lot of good guiding there. The signal's way too shabby. Imaging. We must be low, are we? Yeah. We're getting low in both scopes. So that Edge 11 is pointing away off to the lights of Pear over the village. Let's push a 120 and see what it does on the pinwheel. Yeah, so that's your plate solving 6 seconds, I think it is. So, but we are low on the horizon. Okay, RASA, I forgot what we were doing. Where's the scope? We could try M101 with it. Oh, where's M31? That's what we talked about earlier, but it was very low and now it should be up. The Iris Nebula. Well, it just so happens, Vince, that I imaged that on the 2nd of June and I captured 9 hours 45 minutes on it using the RASA. And where's the processed image? That is the Iris Nebula. So as I say, that's 9 hours 45 on the RASA 11 with a UV IR filter in. Where am I going? I've forgotten what I was doing. M31, that's where we were going to have a go at, weren't we? Where are we? Yeah, we're starting to come up. Set for framing assistant. Slewing center. Okay, so here's the Edge 11. That was a 2-minute exposure on M101 pinwheel, but as I say, we're very low in the horizon. Scraping bushes, I think. So we're struggling to get any decent signal on that one. And it'll be far too big for the Edge 11. If I flick this. M31. Yeah, you see there's the Edge 11 just eats the core. Whereas the RASA, I can get it fully in if I have the camera tilted correctly. Where else have we got? You could try the Sol Nebula on the Edge 11. That'll fit in the field of view. Oh no, that's the wrong telescope. Edge 11 it won't. The RASA it will. Alright, Holloman, thanks very much for coming in by. Hope to see you again sometime. Look after yourself, clear skies. doing. I've lost track of what I'm doing. Oh yeah, taking an image. Imaging. And guiding, are you guiding? You're guiding. Let's take 120 seconds on Andromeda. Okay, we need a target for Edge 11. Has anybody heard of MAFI 1 group? So I don't know what this is. C Caldwell 5. But that fills the field of view on the Edge 11. So I think we'll set the scope off for running on there. Sky Atlas. Caldwell Nebula. That's a bubble nebula. That's not right. Where's Telescopius? That's C5, not C11. Caldwell 5. The RASA is coming in another 20 seconds. Slow in center on the edge. Probably still a little bit low. It's, what's that just now, 26, 27 degrees, something like that. There we go. So there's a 2-minute exposure on Andromeda with the RASA 11. It's a shame the live stacking wasn't working, because it really does clean up quite quickly on the live stack. Even without any calibration frames. We're already starting to see some of the red coming through on the rings. Yeah, I could try that. Don't have any calibration frames at the moment, Ollie. Let's fire up PixInsight then. There should be enough power in this machine to run 2 streams and blah blah blah. Where's it opening? That's the big question. Oh, let's come over on the other screen. Right, process easy live stack. Start a new live stack, and we're on the network. Oh, what laptop was that? L01. Nina. Targets. Oh, I better save, haven't I? Let's go back to laptop 1, and we'll start quick save. We'll need a frame to come in. and look. Alright Rudy, thanks for dropping in by. Again, look after yourself, we'll hope to see you again sometime. Please do drop by anytime, and obviously if you're watching any of the videos and that, any queries or that, please do ask. That's what we're here to do. Oh, have I set an image running on? So it's centered on C5, but it hasn't started an image yet. Is guiding running? Guiding is struggling. Where's the scope? That's definitely in the bushes. I don't think that's going to work on the edge. Let's give it a push of the button and see what happens. Alright, back to the RASA. Has the first image come through yet? Nope. Yeah, it works quite well in ASI Studio. I don't know why it's crashing tonight, Ollie. It's usually been flawless. I know it's needing an update, so that's maybe got something to do with it. Have I experimented with my... Yes, I have. I was playing around, I had an issue, and I've just probably never set it back to 100, back to the 70. I've been trying lots of things with the guidings lately. I don't know if you were in the stream earlier on when I was talking about the issues I had with both the CGX and the CGXL, where they've stopped guiding through direct guiding. Hello doggy. And I've actually had to switch it to on-camera guiding with an ST4 cable just to get me going again. And I'm trying to guide direct through the USB port on the mount rather than through the USB port on the hand control, because I don't have the hand controller plugged in. And it doesn't like it at the moment, but it seems to be calibrating fine now on the ST4, so I've just left it for the time being. Scottish, you don't have to play with this aggression, especially when I'm on my iron brew. And there is no vodka in it tonight. Okay. Yeah, we're struggling with guiding on the Edge 11 with that target. It keeps dropping out. But we're getting exposures coming in on the RASA. So we'll kick off that live stream, live stack. If I've lost pics in sight, there we go. Nina, target, oh, Nina, 26, snapshot, open. I've got no calibration frames, not to worry. And we will just start watching folder and see what happens. Oh, I never clicked the bear, did I? I've got to do that somewhere, don't I? Or does it do it automatically? I can't remember now. Images colour, yep, there we go. Start watching folder. That should be all PhD on the other rig, shut up. Dog, if I move my chair back, you're going to get your ear cut off, so please move. Go over there. Thank you. Oh, Edge, you're annoying. Why is... That's not coming up in colour, and it should be. Is that because I did the first image? I think that's because I didn't set that. Let's start a new stack. Open. Calibration options, images, color, RGB. No, I'm not doing RGB. Let's grab. Start watching folder. There we go, that's better. I wish I'd taken some flats and things at the beginning of the night, but never mind, we'll see how that comes through. Right, how am I doing on the edge? Where is it pointing? I can't even remember now. Caldwell 5, I've never moved it yet, so it's not good at that target. I need something for fish head is even too big. Pac-Man's too big. We could do Andromeda's companion galaxy. No. Yeah, let's try that. Better than listening to the ping of death in PhD 2. Except for framing. Absolute center. Let's hop back to RASA, and there's the live stack coming through. So we've got what, 2 files in the stack so far. No calibration frames. We're all starting to see the red nebula globules coming through and the spirals. What's that? There's 4 files, 4 images in the stack, and a few satellite trails. PhD, give it a bloody rest. Wait till we're finished. Sweat. AC's gonna have to go on again. Where is it? We're picking up some glow off the observatory camera. I think that's what this bottom right. Oh, look. I think that's what this glow is around this bottom edge is the IR, I think, in the camera. Alright, Andromeda's looking good though in a live stack. How long have we been going, out of curiosity? Does it tell me anywhere? Yes, it will be yes. We have been going 2.5 hours, that's not bad. It's not liking that target on the Edge 11. It keeps dropping the guide star. First exposure will look like. So who all have we still got online? Holloman left, Rudy left. Ollie's still here, I think. Bents, I don't know if you're still here. I don't know who any other lurkers are. I don't know if anybody else wants to say hi, so we know who's here. Oh, Ray's still here as well. Anybody got a target for the Edge 11? Because I don't like where it's currently looking. So it's currently looking over the top of the observatory at the moment. And it's losing its guide star. The RASA 11 is quite happy on Andromeda with a live stack. It's at 6 2-minute exposures on there, no calibration frames. Where's the triangulum tonight? Is it up, down, left, right? Yeah, where's Stellarium? I haven't been on the triangulum for a couple of years. And 33 it is, isn't it? Lower down. It's probably too low. Yeah, the RASAs are coming in nicely for no calibration frames. That's six frames in the stack. Oh, Edge. We've got any planets up tonight? That's a question. Saturn's available, isn't it? Yeah, I saw it earlier on somewhere. Iris Nebula. We could go in on the core on the yeah. Let's do that on the Edge first. Iris Nebula. What number is that again? I should know as I've done it. Stellarium. I'll go in on the core on the Iris. 7023. And the Skyglass NGC 7 go back to the RASA. So we've got 7 2-minute subs in the live stack. Alright, Bence, you take care of yourself and you watch that wire line. We don't want that pinging back and ripping you in half. So never go near a tension wire. There's a double cluster up. Which double cluster array? I'm just having a look back through the chat to see if there's any other targets that we haven't. M51, the whirlpool should be kicking around somewhere as well. But I need to put the aircon on for 5 minutes. Is the aircon audible when I put it on? Or is it just the beep you hear from it? NGC 884. That seems quite low. It's down inside the heart. Let's change that. Five, 10, 15, 20, 20, 25, just under 30 degrees to the northeast. I think that's behind a bush. Our neighbours have got some big tall trees on their boundary line. East. Well, we swing the RASA around. How's the live stack? That's looking not too bad. We're starting to see the hydrogen alpha and the spirals. What's that? 20 degrees. To my west, southwest. I think that's through. Let me just pull up the map so you can see what I'm looking at. So I am Paphos. And yeah, so this is our shack here. So there's the observatory in this corner of the garden, and the north-south line is basically top-bottom. So I've got this big tree in our garden in the middle of the lawn, and then I've got a palm tree at either side of the gates, and there's another small palm tree outside the gate, and then I've got this palm tree immediately south of the observatory, and then the neighbour has got this big tree roughly to my east, and then another big tree roughly to my northeast. So that's where we're sort of referencing. What was that target? Guiding. Are you guiding on the edge? Yeah, we are guiding. And 0.97. Let's get an image of the iris. So there she is in the middle. So that's a 5 second. So let's get 120. And head back to the RASA. Oh, we're starting to get a lot of detail coming up on the rings, the spirals of Andromeda. So what have we got there? 10 2-minute exposures. That's what I had it set for, isn't it? Where am I? Obo laptop 1. Yeah, 2-minute exposures. I think we should try slewing the RASA round to M33 triangulum and do a live stack on that. That's something I've not done. How does that sound? Well, let's finish the ambient dry. I'm not going to pass out in the live stream. Ooh, frog. Yeah, let's wait for this last sub to come through on the Andromeda. That'll be 12 stacked, and then we'll stop that and go across to M33 triangulum. RASA, sorry, the Edge 11. So that's still out of focus. I'm just not convinced that this is set right. The guiding, it says it's 0.8, which isn't bad. It just doesn't look right. I'm sure the back focus, because I've not got a filter in there, is right. Let's put a 180 on the iris. Stack processing. So this is 12 files in the stack, aligning. Integrating. There we go. What's he doing, dog? Hello. Alright, so let's stop watching that folder and go across to laptop 1. Stop that stream, stop that loop, turn that off. Framing, equipment, Sky Atlas M33. Where are we now? 35 degrees. Slew in Santa. Looking at all the pile of equipment that I bought for the power project and thinking I really need to get it installed. Come on, Mr. RASA. Come on, Mr. RASA. Oh, it's slewed and centered. Okay, let's go across the imaging. M33, so let's go straight on for. Is it going to create a new folder? That is the question. Or is it going to stick it? Which laptop am I on here? Where's it done all that snapshots? Where are they going? I'm in the wrong place. Desktop, image captures, Nina, 26th, snapshot. Yeah, I'll need to move all these into a new folder. What am I doing? Cut. New folder. M31. Paste. Okay. Let's start loop. Save. Guiding. Yeah, it's okay. And start. Cross to Pix and site. Wait for a new first sub to come in. So that was a 3 minute on the Iris with the Edge 11. You can certainly see the dark. I need a lot of stacks to get this with the Edge compared to the RASA. You don't even see the strings on this yet. Okay. Where are we? 1 minute 15 or 2 minutes. Oh, network started to misbehave. I think I'm buffering. That's the first time it's done it tonight so far on this stream. Hopefully it's recovered. Alright, so there's the first 2 minute sub come through on M33, so we can go back to PixInsight. Start a new live stack. And calibration options, images color. I'm not using any calibration. I wonder if I did an ABE and just see if that helped. Well, we try it. Yeah, sod it. We'll try it. Start watching the folder. See how this comes out. Who knows? I think that's the ABE that's caused it to ring rather than just be a flat noise. What's the Edge doing? Alright, Ollie. You take care of yourselves. Thanks for coming in by. Hope you get your clear skies soon. And it's your turn for a live stream next, is it? We'll catch you later. Thank you. How long have we been online now for? Just coming up for 3 hours. Alright, so we've got 2 frames now stacked, live stacked, on the RASA 11 of M33. I don't particularly like how the automatic background extraction is causing that, so I'm going to stop it. Start a new stack. And take off that ABE calibration option. Okay. Images color. Start watching folder and let it start again. See if that makes a difference. It's a flatter background than a ring. So what's that? Two 2-minute frames stacked. No calibration frames on the RASA 11 with the ASI2600 one-shot colour and the IDAS NBZ UHS. I'll let it come in a few more frames. Right, where's, oh, I was going to have a look and see if there's any planets up, wasn't I? Seeing as I got the edge out. Although I don't have it on the full 2800, unfortunately. Yeah, where's Stellarium? Saturn's up. Let's slow to Saturn. We'll have a look. Where's Saturn? Oh, I can't do planets, can I? I need I don't know. How can I get what have we got now? 4 stacks, 4 live stacks come in. Oh, I could use CPWI. Trying to get the Edge 11 to go and see if I can catch that Saturn. Meanwhile, the RASA 11 is on 4 stacks. PhD is unhappy on the Edge. What's that now? 5 stacks. All right. I want to find Sky Atlas. Go in here. Keep up with it. Alright, what's that doing? So that's another sub coming through. Processing it. Right, I need one more target and then I'm going to call it quits. It's 2 AM and I've got to get up in the morning. And I've been online now for 3 hours and 6 minutes. There is a nice big nebula for the RASA. The stack. I've lost, I was thinking. Here we go. We've done the eagle, we've done Omega. Which ones were on the way up again? Near. It's too low. The comet's too low. Where is somebody's pinched it? Hard nebula. Soul Nebula. Let's try and live stack the Soul Nebula. So what we can see on the screen there is 7 2-minute exposures, live stacked with no calibration frames on Easy Live Stack of M33, the Triangulum Nebula, the Triangulum Galaxy, sorry. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to go across to the Soul Nebula and stop this and Sky Atlas, Soul, what do I need? Designation is IC1848. Set for framing. Alright, no worries, Logan. Alright, Christian. Both of you have a good evening. I'll be calling it quits just shortly as well. It's been a long night. So I hope you're both well, and we'll catch you soon, hopefully, and I look forward to your next videos as well, Logan. Take care of yourselves. Okay, so we're on the Sol Nebula. I think I need to come down a bit. That should finish doing its thing. Yeah, so she's slowed, yeah, she's not too bad. So we cross-create imaging. I'll need to move the other images out so it doesn't pick them up. Yeah. I forgot what target we were on. What target were we on? M33. I'll move all these in here and close that and do what are we on again? Sol Nebula 120. And then we'll kick off a new live stack. So I don't know who's left. I think Ray's still here, I believe. And a few lurkers maybe. Rudy left, Holloman left, hours ago, Dad's left. So where are we? 1 minute into a 2 minute exposure. We're guiding, yes we're guiding. Not the best guiding, but we're guiding. Oh, it's getting warm again. I don't know what temperature it is in here. Doesn't help when this PC's pumping out the heat. I don't know if you've seen the PC, but let's move the camera down just for a spot of. So that is my main processing PC, tucked away in behind the screens, churning out kilowatts of heat, I would imagine. Right, there's the first sub. We're on the right screen, yes I am. So we're a touch low, but never mind, I'll move it down. I'll stop that. Go to framing, determine rotation. I'm going to go the wrong way here, I know I am. So So where is, let me go back to that image that came in. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, that's because it determined rotation, didn't I? Damn, Daniel. Give me a 30 seconds so I know what I'm looking at. Don't save. Come on. 22, 23, 24. Dog, you're snoring. Right, so I want, which the way am I facing? Framing. Which way am I? Right, I think that's that way. So do I need to go? I'm going to get this direction wrong, haven't I? So I'm around. I think I need to go this way a touch. I'm going to get this wrong, almost guaranteed. I think that's better. Come on, guider, settle. Right, across to imaging, turn on loop, turn on, oh, nearly 120. Turn on save and start. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to get up, continue a new solar panel installation for the observatory. It was far too hot during the day, but I started about 6 PM this evening. Scraped out all the ground, put the ground sheets down, positioned the blocks, made some brackets for the panels. So hopefully get the panels fitted tomorrow. And then I've got a list. I've got all this stuff. So I went and bought a whole bunch of Victron Energy products for building the solar system. So I've got a charge controller, a DC to DC charger / power supply, battery balancer because I've got two 12 volt 200 amp hour solar batteries, and I've got a big 1200 or VA, or about 1800 watt or 2.2 kilowatt DC to AC inverter. So I'm building a 24 volt battery system. So I can remove this extension cable that runs all the way from the observatory to the house. So that's the plan for the next few days. Right, here's the first 2 minutes up coming in, hopefully in the right position. Could have done with a bit more, but never mind. Right, so let's live stack this and see how it goes. Across the Pixel site. Start a new live stack. Pick up the first image. Calibration options, I'm not using any calibration frames, RGB, and start watching. And make bigger. And see what happens. So I'll leave this run for about another 5-6 frames, something like that, and see how it stacks up. Even with the 2 minutes, we can see some of the detail in the dark. Oh, can I not pan? God. What am I looking at? Yeah, some of the dark clouds are starting to come through just in the first sub alone. So that's not looking too bad. Let's see what the rest of them are like when it stacks up. Have I tried? Yes, I have, Ray. Not very often. I tended to use ASI Studio Live Stack. But yes, I have given SharpCap live stacking a go. I could fire it up, I dare say, and I can just watch the folder and have them both going. Let me find SharpCap, because I've got SharpCap also installed on this machine. I don't know if it's the current version or not. Don't crash anything. Well, I've got the license. Yes. Right, so open capture folder. What's she doing there? That's wrong. Cameras, folder monitor camera. And I want to, not doing calibration frames. Source folder. Don't lock up now. There we go. And across the network to OB1. Image captures. Nina 26th snapshot. All fits files. auto stretch. Zoom, zoom, zoom out. Fit, I think. And Instagram. I thought it came up with another histogram window. View. Yeah, there we go, that's what I was looking for. Where is the tools? There used to be a tools. Mine. There we go. Ooh. What is it doing? So we've got 4 frames stacked. Let me move this onto the other screen. See if we can get side by side. There's shortcut, there we go. So we've got, can you see that yet? There we go. So we've got Easy Live Stack and SharpCap live stacking side by side. And I need to it's not as detailed. Yeah, not as detailed. I think I need to adjust the colours. Grab. Bring up the mids. You want the mids left or right? too red. Where do you do the auto color calibrate? Is that enhancement? No, stacking. Now you've got me on that one. I don't know where that is, Ray. Oh, there, auto color balance. Ain't no look good. Oh, that'll have to do. I don't know if it's because there's no calibration frames that we're obviously getting a lot of light. That'll do for us now. So what we got? 4. There's only 4 frames there. Why does it only use 4? Frame count 4. It's obviously rejected 4 of them, is it? .64. No, there's no filter threshold set. It just seems to have struggled with the first couple. It's as if it just hasn't seen through the frames at all. There's no filter reduction. It's not switched on, the filtering. And the logs they're all picked up. Anyway, I think that's enough laying around just now. So there's 2 live stacks. What have we got? 9 2-minute frames and easy live stack. And who's Nina gone? It almost looks like Alf. The guiding's wandered off a bit. Alright, so that's what time is it here? It's 2:30 in the morning here now. I've been online coming up just over 3.5 hours, so I am going to call it quits. Thank you very much for dropping in, and I'll hopefully get another one of these again soon. It's been a pleasure speaking to you all. I know there's only a couple of you left, but the diehards to the end there, Ray, and whoever else is lurking. So thank you very much. And tomorrow I should be releasing the next video, which is on the introduction video for the power project and the observatory. So that's something to look for. And I think that's about it. So I hope clear skies, and we'll see you all later. And thank you very much for coming in. We'll catch you later. Good night all.